So welcome everyone. So on this week's podcast, we got actually our first studio guest, which is absolutely mental. It's Ruben Landim. We're going to talk about obviously him being model, the influencer thing, and or ask all the questions that I think everyone wants to know. I mean, that I want to know personally. So actually, I was just chatting. Actually, I first met Ruben. I think it was like 3 years ago now, maybe 4. It was
ago.
It was at like football, and Ruben's a couple of years younger, and like I remember seeing because he was absolute giant, and then we've just always got on since then. So, welcome, Ruben. So the first thing I wanted to say when I was introducing you, then I didn't know what to say. Is it model, influencer? What would you say? What would you say it is?
Do you know what? When I classify myself, classify myself just like I don't look at myself as a model. Don't look at myself as an influencer. I just look at myself as Ruben Landim.
Fair enough.
That's it. Yeah.
So get into it. But how did the whole modeling thing come about? Like, is it something you thought about when you were younger?
You know what? The whole modeling thing came about like my auntie from a young age. She always told me like, "Oh, Ruben, I think you should be a model. I think you should be a model." Blah blah blah. But I was never like interested into it. And then one day at athletics, I think I was like 2019. One of my boys approached me, and he said to me, "Oh, Ruben, I think you should be a model." And I was thinking, yeah, whatever. Like I've been told this a couple of times, and then so I was like, yeah, whatever. And then he actually told me, he said to me, Ruben, I think you should. All you need to do is attend this casting and see how it goes, innit? And I said, you know what, I'll do it. So this is gonna be a mad story because it was a mad story. So I went to the casting, which was the week after you had told me, and I went to the casting, and there was 2 castings on the day in it, so I went to the first one.
Yeah.
And then as I got into the first casting, the guy took some pictures of me and he was like, "I'm gonna have a few words with the team and I'll get back to you." So he had a few words with the team, and then he came back to me and said, "Oh, sorry, not today. Like, we don't think you're suitable for us." Blah blah blah. So I said, "You know what? Thank you." And it was raining that day. Like it was raining so bad. And then like I had to go to my next casting, and my next casting was on the other side of the city, and I rang my mum and I told my mum, I'm gonna go home like covered because I've already been rejected, so I might just go home. And then my mum was forcing me, Ruben, go to your next casting. Ruben, go to your next casting. I was like, nah, mum, I've already been rejected and it's raining so bad. Like, I don't want to go. And then she was like, Ruben, make sure you go. You're there already. You might as well just go. So I went, and I went to my next casting. But when I arrived at my next casting, I was with this like cocky attitude, thinking I've already been rejected, so what am I doing?
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point in it? So they took a few pictures of me, blah blah blah. Long story short, got on the train, went home. My battery died. As soon as I got home, I had a missed call from 0161. Obviously, you know 01's 015 innit? So I got a missed call from 0161. I was thinking, whoa, why is someone calling me from Manchester? And then I rang them back, and it was the second agency telling me to come back to sign my contract, and I was like, whoa,
really?
Like, whoa, yeah,
wow.
And then,
okay, so how does that? So first off, what's the setup then? Like, is it because we've never spent time on a modern set? So what do you do? Like, what do you do? Like, I remember for the pod, I have to have some pictures done, and I go with this guy, and I'm proper stiff. Like, I'm properly stiff, and he's like, "Yeah, do you want to do poses and stuff?" And I'm just like just move. What's the setup then? You've never done modeling before. How'd you go in? What'd you go in and do?
So basically, like, let's say a normal day of shooting, you get in and you basically get told what to do. So like someone will put clothes on you, and then they'll just tell you, "Oh, look the certain way." Or so sometimes some clients just say, "Oh, just be you, be natural, be Ruben Landim," or
okay.
Like, but in other shoots, clients will say, "You need to be this guy, you need to be that guy." Where in other shoots, they just say, "Be you."
Some are like specific based on like the product or what they want from you.
Of what they want from you,
and then some like let you like freelance.
Let you be you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was, compared to now, what was that first shoot like? Like, do you look back and think, oh, it was good, or what? What was it like?
Nah, the first shoot, my first ever shoot, which was a job, it was like a week after my birthday, because I signed with my agency like a week before my birthday, and then I got my job 2 weeks after my birthday, and then when I got it, like it was a Christmas campaign for like NBA.
Oh wow!
And NFL.
Yeah.
But obviously, like all the content got released in America, and so I never got to see it. So like it was proper fun.
So what was that? What's that like then? You sign your contract. first off, like, who'd you tell about it? Like, were you buzzing like, oh my god?
Nah, first off, you tell your family in it. Like, I'm not that type of person to go brag and tell everyone, yeah, I made
would.
it. Obviously you do.
Yeah.
But obviously when the time comes to brag about it, like, I always put God first in it. I always say
Yeah.
thank God, blah blah blah, and then I put it out there. Yeah, I made it. Thanks to God, yeah, and then that's what I do in it. Yeah.
So what's it like then? So that first shoot you went to, like the very first one, what was it like? Like, were you nervous? Like,
Yeah, I was nervous, but to be honest, like, the models on the shoot helped me a lot, because like the models who I was shooting with, they were like proper experienced. They were like,
also, did they know, like, okay,
they were
this
like
is
in the
first go?
industry for years, and like everyone
Okay.
on set like made me
Like, proper
comfortable.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get to see the pictures? Also, no, you said it was in
We
America.
got to see the pictures. We got to see the pictures straight away in it, because obviously, like, someone
They're
takes
right
a
there,
picture
yeah,
and
yeah.
it comes up on the screen. So we got to see the pictures, but I never got to see them in stores,
Okay.
which would have been amazing at that time, because it was like my first ever thing.
So when I look at your Instagram, like, you're signed to, is it a couple of agencies?
Yeah.
How does that work then?
Oh,
like,
so
what's the format in of that? Because, like, can you be signed to more than one? How does it work?
yeah. So basically, how it works, you can be signed with like one agency in each region. So like London, Manchester,
Oh.
and then obviously different like countries.
Okay.
That's how it works in it. But you can't be signed to more than one agency in two regions.
Okay, so like in England, you can only have one.
No, in England, you could, region. So
Oh,
like,
so you could have Manchester, London.
yeah, but you can't have two in Manchester. You can only have.
Oh
one in
wow!
Manchester.
So you've had people, like, you've had work done and you're quite known. Is it easier to get an agency? Like, if you want to?
Yeah. So basically, like, in the model industry, how it works is that agencies will go after you based on who you've worked with. So like,
Oh, wow.
for example, like, one of my agencies that I got with, obviously I'm not going to say any names.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like, when I mentioned who I work with, they were like, "Oh wow, you work with them?" Like, they were like, "Proper, whoa, wow."
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it lightens up their eyes, because you've worked with them. Do you get me? You've worked
Oh,
with
okay.
that client.
So to them, they see that as, because you've
But that's
got
the thing,
high
though.
standing.
This is the thing I like. I kind of hate. Why are you only after me because I work with that certain client? Why can't you just be after me just because of my face? Why can't you make me work with that client instead of having me?
Okay, so it's more like they look at you because you worked with like a
'Cause
big
you've-
brand.
Yeah, because you've already been there.
Whereas they wouldn't, like, if you're Ruben, who this was your first go, they maybe may not go after you.
They look at me like to the left in it. Like,
Oh, so okay, it's dirty business, but I can see what they're doing.
that's how the industry works.
Because to them, they want to enhance themselves. So if they're thinking, oh, this person's worked with like these huge brands, which like you have done, okay, this is gonna get more eyes, more eyes on us.
basically what they see, like, they only go for people who already established in it. Not everyone's the same in it, but some agencies already only go for people who are like established and think, you know what, if he's already worked with these, he might be able to work with even bigger.
Oh, okay.
Where you can get someone from nowhere and make him that big person.
Does that happen though? Like, in
It
this day
does.
and age, does it happen where like
But it's
a
rare,
really
though.
unknown person
It's
becomes?
rare. It's rare, but it does happen.
What? Okay, so what goes into that then? Like from when you started, when you were younger, you were just starting out. So do you start off with like doing smaller jobs, and then you go to bigger ones? How does that
No.
work?
So basically, like, modeling, like, it's like anyone can hit a big job. So like, once you sign to an agency, whichever clients the agency has already attracted, you can just get them like that because they're already on you.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like, for example, when I first signed with Jador, my mother agency,
Yeah.
Nike were already on me from the day I signed, and then like when I had my first shoot, that's when they told me, "Oh, we were on you from like day one." Blah blah blah.
Oh, really? So,
Yeah.
okay, so because like in this instance, Nike worked with them before.
Yeah,
they pick you on. So
They've worked with one of their models.
yeah.
Before.
So then they look at they go to them and say, "Hey, what have you got anyone?" They'll give you options.
Yeah, give you options. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Okay, so your agency. So does your agency come to you, like the agency you work with, and say, "Hey, we've got this, and this for you"? Like, is it an options type of thing?
Yeah, they send you basically like a client will come in and they'll say, we want this certain look for us, and then they'll send like a package of like models,
Okay.
and then like.
So how do you pick the jobs? Do you pick, okay, I want to do this, or maybe I don't want to do that?
That's I think, like, depends on the level that you're on. So like,
okay.
let's say if you're just starting modeling, you're gonna take every job that comes.
Because you want to get yourself out
You
there.
want to get yourself out there, but when you start to go like your name, like sometimes there's some jobs where you gotta say no because it might affect you in the future.
In the future, okay,
Yeah,
different.
where when you're starting, you're just starting, so like nobody knows you.
Oh, okay. So like the more established you get, basically, the more control you have.
Yeah, more control you have. Yeah.
Okay, I suppose I can see that because I suppose when you're lesser known, you want to establish yourself.
Yeah.
Then when you've got that, you've got more leverage. So you can pick and pick and say
yeah.
what what you get. So first thing I saw, I think it was a while ago. You'd gone to, is it Canada or whatever? Like you've been.
Yeah, Canada.
So tell me about that. What type? How does that get set up then? Like.
So basically, like the client will look after the models, blah blah blah, and then they'll book you, and then they'll fly you over, keep you in a hotel.
So do agencies or companies from abroad actively look for people here, or is it just because they work with your agency so they know?
No. Clients don't just work with your agency. Basically, when a client's looking for models, they'll look through all agencies.
Oh, okay.
And they'll look through all agencies and then just pick out the best that they think match their brand.
Okay, so like your agency will send out like I'm not so like headshots or whatever, or like pictures of the models that they've got, and then they'll send them to different people, and then they'll look it over.
Yeah, they'll look it over and then they'll pick. Yeah.
Okay, so then when you what particular, can you say which one it was in Canada? It
was Nike.
Oh, so it was Nike. So how's like, so they let you know? Okay, we want you. How does that get set up? Is it
no? So basically, what happens first? Like you get put on option first. And then
what does that mean? So, for us non-models, okay. what does that mean?
So basically, like, if a client's after models, they'll put like five models on option.
Oh, okay.
And then towards the end, they might pick just one or two. And that's what happens all the time. So you'll know you're on option and you'll have to keep these dates available. That's what happens. So you get told, Ruben, you got to keep January to February available because you might be shooting with Nike, blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
or you might be shooting with such and such, and you have to keep it available. And you usually know whether you've been booked like 2 weeks before or a week before. Or,
okay, so it's
like if you're lucky enough and like a model drops out that's been picked over you, you might get called the night before.
Do you get what's the worst like short notice you've had?
I think it was like overnight. No, on the day.
Okay, tell us. We'll get back. We'll get back to the Canada thing. But
okay,
tell us about this.
Okay, so basically, this was when I was into that nightlife, like loads in it. I was going out loads in it. So, so I went out with my boys in Chester, like four of my boys, and they all stayed in my house, blah blah blah, in Chester. And then in the morning, like 10 a.m. No, actually, there was 2 incidents. The second one's worst. Okay. So I don't know if I want to say the second one, but I'll say it. So we went out and like my agency rang me saying, "Oh, this client wants you." I'm not gonna name the client.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this client wants you in Manchester midday. Can you make it for 12? I was like, my hair was like all over the place.
So what time was this they called you?
They called me at like 8 a.m.
Oh, okay.
8 a.m. Yeah. And then like my hair was all over the place, and so I said, you know what, I can probably make it, but realistically I'd only get there for 2. The client like really wanted me on that day, and because we were doing like so basically like football teams were playing on like the day after, like Champions League.
Yeah.
So they wanted me to
go and do some advertisements.
Yeah, so they can post the next day in it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I went home. We all jumped on a taxi. Like I had to force my boys to like split because obviously like I was in a rush in it, but they went in a rush to go back to Liverpool in it. So I had to force them to like split in a taxi and then go get a taxi back to Liverpool, and then I had to like beg my mum to like do my hair. Obviously she does my hair 24/7 in it. Thank you, mum. Yeah. Anyway, so I had to I had to like beg
your mum to do that. Yeah.
I can't believe I said force. I had to beg my mum to like do my hair, and then I jumped on like the first train after I finished my hair, and then I got there, my hair was like so tight, and then I done the shoot, and then
it can actually be like on the day they say get here now.
Yeah, get here, and
that's absolutely mental.
And then the next one, we had a model like our agency like celebration model night, and like we went out of course, and then like I think I got home at I got back to the hotel because obviously I stayed in Manchester and I booked a hotel. I got back to the hotel like 4, and then I got calls at like 7 a.m. asking me if I can be at this client at 9 a.m. I was thinking, wow.
No way.
In my head, I was thinking, should I go? Should I not go? I looked in the mirror first to see how I looked in it, because obviously, like, I don't want to go somewhere and look proper dead in it, because you know I haven't slept that much in it. So I looked in the mirror, and I had a thought for like a good like 20 seconds, thinking, should I do this? Do I look good enough? I said, you know what? Money talks, and so I had to go in it.
Bloody hell. Fair enough. That's good. That's commitment. That.
Yeah.
So back to sort of the Canada story. So how does that work then? The agency say, hey, we got you. Nike say, hey, we want this gentleman. Then they book you out on the flight. How's the setup then?
With Nike, it's like a month notice. So they'll tell you where you're on option,
wow.
And then they'll confirm you like 2 weeks before, and then they'll give you like a list of what's going to happen, like what time you're gonna get you playing, who's gonna pick you up, where you're gonna stay, how many days you're shooting, how many days you're resting, and that's what happens.
So is it like everything's basically set up for you? All you gotta do is come and.
All you gotta do is come. So basically with Nike, because we shot in Toronto, it's like a 8-hour travel and different time
zones. Yeah,
time zones. Yeah, so because it's different time zones. As soon as you arrive, you have to have one rest day, so you can shoot. So you can start shooting the day after. Where models who are already from there, they can just arrive
and get started.
So like models who live like in a closer time zone, like they don't need the rest day, so they just come and shoot the next day. Where models who travel,
because of the flights, the time difference,
difference, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So basically, like when I first got there, like Toronto, it was rest one day, and then took pictures on the first day, blah blah blah, and then on the day of the shoot, like call time was like 4 a.m. and like before 4 a.m. was like
late, for them.
It was like good time here and so like I was able to like wake up, feel good, blah blah blah, and like with Nike we shot like a winter campaign in the summer, so like it was so hot, so it was like for me like it's the best experience in it, but to shoot a summer campaign a winter campaign in the summer is like the worst thing to do, man.
Yeah, because
it's so hot.
You're knackered,
I'd rather shoot a summer campaign in the winter than shoot.
No chance.
Do you know why? Because when you're so hot, you sort of like.
You go like lightheaded,
lightheaded, everything. Yeah. So like it was.
So
that's a struggle, innit?
Is a model set, because everyone thinks of a model set as really glamorous? Is it actually? Because that's my like.
Do you know what?
Is it really glamorous? Like, what's it actually like?
It's not really glamorous. Like let's say with Nike, when you shoot with Nike, it's like really, really, really fun. It's a fun shoot because depending on what the client wants, it's always depending on what the client wants. Where like Nike, they always want like lifestyle shots. Where when you shoot with other brands, they all some of them just want like stiff. Ruben, don't move too much, just stay there. Like when I was doing ecom, do you know what ecom is? Ecom's like what you see on websites, like.
Oh,
so
okay.
like, let's say you're scrolling through ASOS.
Oh yeah.
That's ecom.
Okay, yeah.
That's an ecom shoot in there. So when I was doing ecom, like some clients will be like, Ruben, don't move too much. We don't want you to move too much. Just pose left, pose right, and that's it. And when you're doing campaigns, which is what I did for Nike, campaigns like outdoor shoots.
Yeah. So they let you like freestyle more.
Yeah, freestyle. They just let you be you.
How long's a typical shoot? Is it like you're just there in and out, or are there loads? I'd imagine there's loads of pictures taken.
It's like a 9 to 5 sometimes, yeah.
Really?
If it's an ecom shoot, it'll be a 9 to 5. So like you'll be doing the same thing from 9 till 5, and like you'll have rest, of course, blah blah blah. But yeah.
Really? See, I don't know why. Like you just wouldn't think that, would you? Like you think models just get there an hour or two, you get pictures, you get gone.
Nah. So like ecom shoot would be like you'd have to do like. I remember as Orlando, I'd have to do like minimum 50 clothes, 50 outfits, not clothes, 50 outfits in one day from 9 to 5.
50 outfits?
So like you do, let's say as Orlando, first you do full body shot, then you do half body, then you do head shot, then you do back, and then you do shops Orlando, which is like movement. So you'd have to repeat that 50 times in 50 different outfits. Like it's fun at the start, yeah. But like towards the end of the day,
on the last couple outfits is crazy.
Towards the end of the day, because obviously like you're just spinning around, you're looking at a white wall, and you're seeing that white wall
all the time. Bloody hell! So
and
what?
Like, sorry, and like sometimes it just depends on the music as well. Like in Germany when I was shooting, Zalando's in Germany, innit? Yeah. So when I was shooting in Germany, like the German music was really like I don't know, man. It's like they were playing like no, it wasn't intense. It was like them harmonies.
Oh, like make you fall asleep.
songs.
Yeah.
It was one of them songs. Which made it even worse, man. But yeah, it was still fun though.
So it's a hard graft then, from what you're describing. So it's a hard graft.
Yeah.
So it's not like, so do you see, so the people you work with, do you work with like the same people a lot?
No. So people always like to refresh.
Oh, okay.
It was like new start, new people, like refresh their
to get
page,
like a different look.
To get a different look, yeah. So you don't tend to work with the same people all the time, but only like a few models tend to be that lucky and work with the same client for like years. But not many models.
It's not
like,
normal.
It's not normal. Yes.
Oh, okay. So what for you? What's the favorite brand you've looked at? Like you've worked with? Sorry. Like what's the favorite ones you worked with that vividly you remember?
I think favorites. Favorites, I think would have to be Nike. I can remember JD.
Oh yeah, JD's a big one, isn't
JD was really fun. Yeah, like I like all the people in there. Tommy. Oh, basically Tommy Hilfiger.
Oh really?
No, Tommy Hilfiger. What happens? I still haven't shot with him, but what's happened was they approached my agency and they said that they were doing a pop-up event in Manchester, and then they asked me and another model to come through, and then they just sent me clothes and asked me to be there, blah blah blah, just like stand there and say thank you Tommy Hilfiger, blah blah blah.
Really?
And then, yeah,
we'll get into this actually, because I've got loads of questions about
the Canada story, don't we?
Yeah. So the Canada story. So you got there for a couple of days. You shot. So you said it was lifestyle shooting. So
yeah.
How long were you there for?
Oh, so I was there for 5 days and I shot for 3 days.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No. I was there for 6 days and I shot. I was there for 7 days and I shot for 4 days. Yeah, I can remember now. Yeah.
Okay. So do you get time to go and like, because you're killing the dream here, mate. Like to me, models just go out shooting, then they go out for a night out. Like did you get to go out or do anything like that? So
basically, obviously, like when you do a campaign, you're always going to be surrounded with models unless it's just a campaign based on you. But obviously, like it was a global campaign and like there was different categories. So like there's people from all over the world, and like obviously me, I can connect with anyone there. So
yeah,
I had so many friends in the shoot where some people didn't really have friends, and like some people were really arrogant as well, and some people are like self-centered. Like all models are different. Not all models are the same. Some like to be in their own little circle, and some like to be open. Some just like don't like to talk to anyone, because some of the models who were there, they're really, really, really like big.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so like
they're a bit.
They sort of like live in their own world, but
yeah.
But like the UK lot, we all got on with each other. Like the UK lot, we shot like 3 campaigns together, and like so we were always bubbly and always like linked up with each other. And, like,
did you get to do like when you were out there, and did you get to go out actually into the town and do stuff?
we get to go out into the town. So basically we'll shoot half of the day, and then we'll have half of the day to ourselves in it. And like unfortunately I didn't go out on the day we were meant to go out. I went back to my hotel. Obviously we all went for naps.
Yeah.
I just fell asleep.
Couldn't wake up.
I couldn't wake up.
Of course, man.
And apparently people were ringing, buzzing my door, and like I was just asleep.
Fair enough, mate.
It just wasn't meant to be though.
So in that, like, what do you have, like, say, like personal, like with models? Because would you see models, like, have you seen models who you've worked with on one shoot and then go and work with on the next shoot? Like, do you have like friendships or whatever, personal relationships with the models?
It depends on it. Like, I feel like to work with a different model, with the model that I've worked with the model once. I've worked with this model like for 4 different brands in like 3 different countries. Yeah, which is crazy, innit? Like you turn up, and you're like,
hey,
yo, you're like, yo, bro.
Oh, okay.
How are you?
Yeah, because I suppose like
it's like a small world.
Yeah, like the
model industry is a small.
Yeah, so
small
you should know everyone. So like how you were going on my questions, like how you were saying it's a hard graft. Do people have reputations of like they're not as like on set, they're not the best? Because obviously, like if it's a hard graft, it's to set up, people aren't performing. Is that a known thing in that? Because like in music, you hear about such and such a diva to work with, or for like actors, you hear such and such is terrible. Does that get around?
Yeah, it does get around in it, but that's the thing though. Like, I feel like in the model industry, like when you're that big, Like you can be like whatever way you like.
Really?
Because people just want you for you. Like they don't care what your attitude's like. They just care about your face. Like that's what happens most of the time.
Oh,
innit?
so like you were saying, like this. So there'd be some models who are like they're really big, like the industry known. People will put up a lot with them, whereas someone who's lesser known, they wouldn't.
Yeah, and like, but that's the thing though. Like with some clients, if you come with that attitude, you'll never get booked for them again. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Where some clients like.
So have you? I won't. You don't name names, but have you ever heard anything like because I remember I was listening to like a podcast the other week of Kate Moss's sister. I think her name's like Lottie Moss or whatever. She was saying she worked on a campaign. She didn't say who, but she said one of the Jenners. Now there's only two Jenners. She said she worked with them, and everyone around the set would just be like, oh, like she's a diva. Has that ever been around? Like
I've heard one time a model came up to a shoot. This was a female model. Someone told me that she came up to the shoot and said, "Oh, I'm not wearing that dress. I don't want to put on that dress. Blah blah blah. I'm not wearing that. Blah blah blah." Yeah.
deal.
But obviously the model was big as well, so
So they kind of have to like acquiesce to that.
it just shows. Yeah.
Bloody hell, that's a bit built. So now, like going on to like sort of the social media side. So like as a model, does it help if you've got a big social media presence?
Yeah, a lot.
Because like I see like
A lot.
well, what do you mean by that?
So basically, I feel like nowadays, obviously, like back then, nobody cared about social media in it. But nowadays, clients will appreciate you more if you have like a social media fan base already. Where like let's say 2 years ago, like nobody cared about social media. Like Instagram wasn't a big thing in it.
Yeah,
but now
ago,
like
yeah.
our agency even pushes us to like be active on socials, so clients can see that we're active on socials.
So is there a like what's the benefits of that? Because like I see like obviously like following people on IG. Now they've got more followers. They seem to be working with like bigger brands than before, than before.
I feel like I don't know, man. It's like falls under the illusion where if you've got followers, you're someone.
Yeah,
That's the way people are seeing things nowadays.
So does that like as a model, does having like a huge social media following, does it
impact a lot?
Enhance your brand? Does it give you more leverage that you can get bigger?
It does, yeah, like 10 times.
Really? Any examples of that?
Like people who blow overnight. Like let's say you're on like 2K and then you end up with like 50K. All the clients are going to be on you. Why?
Really? Because
you've gained all them followers and
so
you're seen as someone because you've got all them followers.
I don't want any figures or anything, but do you see like have you heard of like a correlation of like someone's got this many figures so they're making more money than someone who's got less of a following? Is that
yeah that happens as
that's
well.
the thing.
Like the bigger your following is, the bigger your brand is.
Like your brand is.
Yeah, so like people charge more to book you.
Really?
Yeah.
So would like say your agency like go, okay, I've got Ruben, this is his work, but also this is his following. Is it like a big selling point to an agency?
Yeah,
then?
it's a big selling point. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's a big selling point.
Is there any?
Because people will want to know, why has he got that following? Like following is actually crucial because people's like, let's say you've got like 100K.
Yeah.
And I've got let's not compare it to me. Let's say you got 100K and someone's got like 5K.
Yeah.
Like they'll look at you, they might see you average, and they might see the 5K good, because you've got 100K, they'll think of you as a benefit.
Because they think, with that person, I'm gonna get all their following.
Not all their following,
but more exposure.
More exposure, yeah. Because like, let's say I put you on a website, people are might recognize you because of your following. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, so like they're not like. Oh, I mean, I won't
it's
mention,
a selling point.
Yeah, I won't mention
it's
names,
marketing.
but like a couple like influencers, you see them and think, oh, I know that person. So that's what they're kind of going for.
Yeah, so like the modeling industry is like turning to the influencer side nowadays. Because nowadays you'll see more influencers turning into models.
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
So like influencers, like back then influencers were just Instagram people.
Yeah,
but now influencers are turning into models where they actually get like sent clothes from
so
proper like brands.
Is that because why do you think that is then? Because I suppose you see loads of people who were before just influencers actually modeling now. Is that because why is that actually?
It's because of the following in it. Obviously, like they're good looking, and plus they've got the following. They might not have the measurements, but they've got the following, and
Okay.
that's where it all falls.
So it's more. So it's gearing more to the personalities because they can draw following rather than what you would traditionally call a model.
Call a model, yeah.
Oh wow! So is there like, what I also wanted to ask you as well, like with influencers, how does that work? Like like you see influencers peddling loads of stuff on IG, like the most common like fit tea, like no one can believe that stuff. I mean, just my opinion, no one can believe that stuff works. But I see so many like influencers peddling like fit tea or stuff like that. How does that work?
So basically, like the brand will message them and say, "There's money, just post that." That's how it works. So some of them become like puppets.
Yeah, because like I see loads of people posting stuff, and I'm like, you can't like you don't use this. So you can't believe.
As a model, we get told, you can't work with certain brands because it might stop you from working with these brands. So like, as female models, you'll get told you're not allowed to work with this brand because then you won't be able to work with brands like Tommy Hilfiger because that's their competition. No matter how small the brand is, that's still their competition.
No way. So
like,
has that ever happened to you? They've said like, hey, don't work with this person.
No, basically, as models, we get told not to. No, as male models, I don't think male models have.
Is that big
enough? But female models, there's a lot of like, what do you call it?
Like competition. So like they'll tell you if you work with them, you can't work with us.
No, like what do you call the underwear?
Conflict of interest?
No, underwear. Female underwear.
Or like lingerie.
Lingerie, yeah. Sorry. Oh, I can't believe
no, it's all right. I don't know. So like for female, so what for lingerie they'd get?
So for the lingerie, there's this certain Instagram brand that's really popular.
Yeah.
But that Instagram lingerie brand that's really popular is in competition with like brands like Tommy Hilfiger, Calvin Klein. So if you shoot with that lingerie brand,
so they'll say to you,
they'll look at you and then just swipe.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So because they don't want like you appearing in both sides.
Yeah, on both sides. Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't think that'd be a thing. Bloody hell.
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah.
Fair.
Like Tinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
why you've got to be
mental.
careful who you shoot with as well.
So what's it been like for you? Like like over time as you've grown, like when you became a model, did you have a vision of what it was going to be as it lived up, or is it just been as you go type of thing?
Do you know what? When I first became a model, I kind of like visualized everything like that's basically happened. Because obviously, like when you go into something, you've always got to visualize, and you've always got to like see big. Like I always visualize one day I'm going to shoot for JD, one day I'm going to go to Tokyo, and I always said to myself, once I shoot in Tokyo, I always retire in it.
Like you stop.
Because I always felt like I'd shoot in Tokyo within like when I actually made it, but it happened within like the same year or the year after.
Really?
Yeah, a couple of months I think. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was like in my birthday month as well. Yeah. Crazy.
Oh wow. So like, how many years you been doing it now?
2 years and a half.
So have you got like a plan of like a vision board, or where you want to take it in the next couple of years?
I feel like modeling is just like a base for my next career. Okay. I don't see modeling as my like end goal career. I just see it as a start of something.
Okay, tell us more. So what you looking at then?
Basically, like I never looked into modeling this, so
just kind of fell your way.
I just feel my way, yeah. Because obviously I'm a strong believer in it. I believe in God in it, so I believe that God brought me into modeling. So I believe that God will take me somewhere else.
Okay, so have you got aspirations to go into other stuff?
Yeah, so basically, like I've always wanted to do acting.
Okay.
I've always loved to do acting in it, but obviously, like me being Portuguese and like my English my English is like is good in it, but I'm trying to get that TV English, not just the typical English.
Yeah.
So that's so I've been breathing every day.
Okay, so like you acting for you is it's the vessel that you fell into, but the long term for you is you want to be.
I always like picture myself on a Netflix series. Like every time I watch like a Netflix series, I can always just see
picture
me,
yourself as one of the characters.
As one of the characters, yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect. So to sort of finish off, I did a Q&A. We got quite a few in here. So first one is, Do you get a lot of free stuff from the brands you work with?
Oh yeah. So basically, I feel like smaller brands tend to like love you more in a way.
What do you mean by that? Oh, I
So-
suppose because like the bigger brands have got more people.
The bigger brands have got more people to give
Yeah.
stuff to, and so like the smaller brands always like they're like the most caring. They always like give you stuff and just like
Okay. Do you ever get to a point where like your wardrobe's really full and you're like, okay, I can't keep taking free stuff, or not there yet?
not there yet, but obviously like I always like to give my clothes away as well. Yeah.
Oh,
To my
okay,
family
fair enough.
members. Yeah.
Fair enough. What's your dream brand to work with?
My dream brand is Tommy Hilfiger and Calvin Klein.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the dream since.
Why?
I just feel like, do you know what? Before I ever started modeling, I just loved Calvin Klein and
Oh,
Tommy
so,
Hilfiger. innit?
so there's
like,
stuff that you actually wear.
and Nike, like Nike was a dream in it because obviously like I used to play football in it back in the day in it, so like to shoot with Nike was like the main dream.
The dream.
Like-
I can't imagine.
And then Calvin Klein is just like the main goal. Yeah, it's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. How do you stay in shape as a model?
How do I stay in shape? It's a deep question, that, you know.
But I won't lie, because like I mentioned earlier, like I've played football with Ruben. I remember pre-season, because that's when we met pre-season. You were one of like the fit lads. We'd just come like this first session, because pre-season I'm one of them who just hang it back, do my bits. You're like a naturally fit lad, aren't you?
Yeah, so basically, I'm blessed by my dad in it. There's genetics in it. My dad was like a triple time national champion for his country in it. So
Okay, what
in
sport?
400 meters.
Oh, 100. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so like as a kid, I've always loved running.
Oh,
Like,
okay. So genetics is a big part of it.
genetics is a big part in it, but I feel like I don't like eating chocolate, sweets.
Oh, okay.
I don't like drinking fizzy
Are
drinks.
you really like strict to your diet and stuff?
I'm not strict. It's just like I lost the love in like chocolates, fizzy drinks, because they're not really good for you.
Yeah.
They're the ones that like affect your health.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah.
Do you do any other sports? Like you mentioned, you used to play football. Do you do any sports or boxing or gym?
No.
Are you a big just gymmer?
Big gymmer, and like I love to do like now I have to do home workouts and it, so I love to stay active. I just feel like when I work out, it makes me feel happier. So like
Yeah.
if I'm not working out, it's like
Do you have to like? Are you as a model? Are you aware of your shape?
yeah. So as a model, it's really key to look good physically,
Yeah.
because when you look good physically, that's when you attract more
The
clients.
pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, so because if you don't look good physically, like if you don't
You've
have
never, but I suppose you've never had to be like,
No.
oh shit, I need to lose some weight.
no, but I've been in that place where I need to gain weight, where
I'd love to be in that place.
where I need to look, I need to look,
You need to get like, you need to bulk up.
yeah, bulk up for tops.
So what about like hair? Because I watched a documentary the other day and the other week about sort of modelers and stuff like that. Like, and this guy was saying he cut his hair and the brand just said no, like you've cut your hair, because he said like they picked him. He said they picked him based on the picture. Like a week or two before he cut his hair, and the brand just said no, we're not doing that because we picked you for that look. Do you have to be conscious of stuff like that?
So basically, when someone books you, they books you for what they see in the picture. If you're not that person in that picture anymore, then they won't book you anymore. Yeah.
So that's actually like a thing. Like
Yeah, so
you have to keep like
you have to keep
like
the
you have to
same
keep your
hairstyle.
hair the same,
the
everything
same.
like that.
Everything has to stay the same. You can't change it
Yeah, that's mental. 'Cause-
unless you become that big, and people only want you for your name, not your look.
Okay, so like that wouldn't happen to like Gigi Hadid. Like if she cut her hair like short,
She got her hair. Yeah, people want
people wouldn't care because it's her.
It's her, yeah.
Because they're looking for. Oh, okay, fair enough. Do you do anything other than modeling?
Right now, at the moment, no, but I will do in future. But right now,
Okay.
I'm just having
You're
a pause.
focusing on you haven't it.
Yeah.
How old are you?
23.
Yeah, because you're 2 years younger. So like you finished uni, haven't you?
Nah, I left uni.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah. I dropped out like 2 years ago.
are you based? You're based centrally, aren't you?
Pardon?
You're based like Liverpool-wise, aren't you?
Yeah, Liverpool. Yeah.
I bet you're having tons of fun at your age at this time.
Nah, not anymore. Nah,
Nah, I'm not gonna get you to incriminate yourself.
not
So-
anymore, man.
My sort of last question for you is, what would you have to say for someone like if they want to get into modeling? Like I come to you, obviously not me because I'm never going to be model, but let's say Jacob, our producer. Let's say Jacob, our producer. No, I'm classically handsome. I'm not a model. I'm classically handsome.
Go on.
Say Jacob, our producer, comes to you and say, "Hey, Ruben, I'd like to be a model." How would you start him off?
So basically, I tell Jacob to, I'd send Jacob a few agencies, and look at their website, and go on the requirements of what the agency's actually looking for, and apply. Yeah. So basically,
it's that easy. It's that easy.
Yeah, it's that easy. Yeah, because basically you'll just go on an agency's website, like a legit agency, and you'll go on the part where it says how to become a model, and then it'll tell you all the info there.
Really? So
yeah.
It's that easy just to you'd send them pictures yourself?
Send them pictures yourself, yeah. But obviously, like if the agencies are open, like I'd recommend you going in rather than
sending them pictures.
Sending them pictures, because I feel like when people see you in person, they feel the presence and they like appreciate you more than rather than what they'd see in a picture.
Are you actually? I said last question, but I got a couple. So, are you aware yourself like as a business, like, okay, I can demand this, or is that something models are aware of? Like, do you think to yourself, like, say if I've been doing this for a while, I've got this level of following, I can demand this from this brand, or I can't? Is that something you're keenly aware of, or not as much right now?
I feel like when you're big, you just got so much power that you can sort of start to like.
So it's more about like leverage then. Like if you've been around and you're a name, you can then be that side of it to be a business and say, "Oh, I want this and that."
Yeah, you can start saying that. Yeah, once you're that big.
Okay, perfect. So anyway, thanks for coming through, Ruben.
Thank you.
Now tell everyone where they can find you on social media.
You can find me at Ruben Landim. Yeah, that's it, Ruben Landim.
Just leave them down, Ruben Landim on IG.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, cheers.
Thank you very much.